I don't normally talk about my personal life, but this is something that's been deeply disturbing, so I want to bring it up. I wear a pair of gym socks, white gym socks, every night because my feet are cold. They get cold. And years ago, Nina noticed I was wearing these socks, and she said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, my feet get cold, and I just feel more comfortable wearing these socks." So Nina began wearing white socks. So we're in Sacramento yesterday, and after the event, we come back to the hotel, and she is in the bathroom brushing her teeth, and I'm getting dressed to go to bed, and I go through my little bag, and I notice that I don't have my socks. I forgot to bring them. So I said, let me check her bag and see if she brought a pair of socks, and lo and behold, she did. So I put on those socks. And she comes out of the bathroom and begins to fish around in her bag to look for her socks. And she says, I could have sworn I brought a pair of socks. And she noticed I had a pair of socks on. And she says, are those my socks? Now, this is very disturbing to unfold, but I will continue. And I said, no, these are not your socks. And she said, I could have sworn I brought a pair of socks. She began looking feverishly through her bag, taking everything out, looking for her socks. And she said, are you sure those are not my socks? And I said, no, they are not your socks. So she put on a thinner pair, not as comfortable, but somehow we made it through. In the morning, she's in the bathroom. I remove the socks, and I put them back in her bag. I put it kind of underneath some things. I hope that she wouldn't find it. She comes out, and lo and behold, she found the socks. And she said, you put these in here, didn't you? And I said, how do you know they weren't there? You just didn't look thoroughly enough. And she said, you saw me looking thoroughly. These are my socks. You put them in there. And I said, well, if you're asking me, are those the socks you brought? The answer is yes. She said, that's what I asked you. I said, no, you said, are these my socks? They're not your socks. They're my socks that I allow you to wear. And had you not been so inconsiderate as to have only brought one pair, we wouldn't be having this problem. So frankly, I think you ought to man up and accept the fact that you were so selfish that you only thought about yourself and only brought one pair of socks. And I said, did you bring a tube of toothpaste? She said, no. I said, why? She said, because I knew you were going to bring it. I said, did I? She said, yes, of course I did. And I shared it with you because I was considerate enough to recognize that you were likely not going to bring a tube. I brought a tube, and I shared it with you. It seems to me that if you had been considerate and thinking about the other person, you'd have brought two pairs of socks, yet you only brought one, and I'm the bad guy. And she said, that doesn't make any sense. I said, you mean you didn't follow it? I said, okay, I will concede that I'm a flawed individual. She said, no, you're an a-hole, except she didn't say A. And I said, I will concede that I'm an imperfect vessel. She said, no, you're an a-hole. I said, I will concede that I am a sinner like everybody is. And she said, true, but you're still an a-hole. So the question is, at 888-971-7243, don't you believe that Miss Nina overreacted? Don't you believe that I had a sound case? Had I taken it up to the Supreme Court, composed 6-3 of conservatives versus liberals, I would have won this case. I just had to get that off my chest.
Thank you, Larry Elder.
I mean, calling the great Elder Gerstein, the sage from South Central, the Prince of Pico Union, the Czar of Common Sense, Don Lorenzo an a-hole? Really? In the capital city of Sacramento, no less, where I should be living had I not been defeated in the recall election. I was just traumatized by the whole experience. I'm amazed I was able to come in here and do the show, frankly. I'm just doing this for you. Absolutely.